Welcome to Top 5 Saga channel, discovering the top 5 in every category. 5 factors that have contributed to anti-black sentiments. The transatlantic slave trade was one of the most brutal and dehumanizing systems in history. Millions of Africans were forcibly transported to the Americas, stripped of their freedom, and subjected to generations of enslavement. The racist ideologies developed to justify slavery created a deeply entrenched devaluation of black lives that persisted long after abolition. This historical trauma left a legacy of systemic racism that continues to influence attitudes toward black communities today. During the age of European colonialism, African nations were exploited for their resources and subjected to oppressive foreign rule. Colonial powers often imposed racial hierarchies that framed black people as inferior to Europeans, reinforcing racist stereotypes. These attitudes were not only spread across colonies, but also permeated the societies of the colonizers, fostering widespread anti-black sentiment that persists globally in post-colonial societies. Systemic racism refers to the ingrained policies and practices within institutions that perpetuate racial inequalities. In many countries, black communities have been historically marginalized in areas such as education, employment, housing, healthcare, and the justice system. This systemic discrimination leads to social and economic disparities, which in turn can foster negative stereotypes and perpetuate cycles of prejudice against black people. Popular culture and media have often portrayed black people through harmful stereotypes, depicting them as criminals, overly aggressive, or lacking in intelligence. These stereotypes, propagated through films, television, music, and news, influence public perceptions and reinforce racist attitudes. These portrayals contribute to the dehumanization of black people, making them more susceptible to discrimination and hatred in society. Economic inequality often breeds resentment and blame, and black communities have frequently been scapegoated for broader societal problems. In many societies, black people have faced barriers to upward mobility due to systemic racism, resulting in higher poverty rates and economic disparities. These conditions can make black communities targets of scapegoating by those who view them as a threat to social or economic stability, leading to increased prejudice and hatred. These 5 factors highlight some of the deep-seated causes of anti-black sentiment. It is important to remember that racism is a complex issue, influenced by historical, political, economic, and cultural forces. Addressing it requires education, empathy, and a commitment to dismantling the systems that perpetuate inequality and hatred. Like, share, and subscribe. Top 5 Saga channel.